It's crowded, it's controversial, but most importantly for its patients, the Family Health Clinic in Hamilton is free. And this is what's attracting registered patients by the hundreds.
I think at present it's about 6,900 enrolled patients. That means patients who belong to us. But we have got registered casual patients also, about 12,000 plus now.
Dr. Suresh Vatsyayann started the free service after setting up the Health for All Trust 3 years ago. He says it was a huge risk for a passion to help the poor that's worked out quite well.
Almost 40% of the public cannot actually afford to go to a doctor. Certainly not twice in a week or 10 days, and certainly not with 5 kids. It's almost impossible.
Many patients who've switched over for the free service say the family clinic has made a difference to their lives.
For us to go to the doctor, it's $40, $50 somewhere else, and we don't have that to week if you're on a benefit.
No place I'd rather be.
$150Ks there, 150Ks back. Hamilton to Taumarunui, Taumarunui to Hamilton. Dr. Suresh Vatsyayann drives it every weekend. It was all meant to help out a desperate community. Now it's turned into a bitter fight.
It's not my fight, it's not a Maori fight, or it's not a Paka fight. It's fight against the forces which try to hold the public to ransom.
If you got sick in Taumarunui at the beginning of this year, you couldn't do what many of us just take for granted: rush off to the doctor. Little could the Trust know that its doctor would come from about as far away from Taumarunui as you can possibly get. This is Suresh Vatsyayann, his home province, the Himalayas in India. He always wanted to be a doctor.
I think that's my life. If I was not a doctor, I wouldn't survive. It's wonderful. It's so heartening. It's beautiful.
After 25 years in India, Suresh moved to the Cook Islands to work for the United Nations. While there, he discovered New Zealand. With his compassionate zeal, it was almost as if he was destined to end up in Taumarunui. Spend just a few minutes with this man, you can't help but sense his passion. Bollywood film music on State Highway 4. But for the last 7 months, every Thursday night, Dr. Suresh Vatsyayann, or just Dr. Suresh to the locals, has locked up his Hamilton practice and headed south. A weekly pilgrimage that started after a chance meeting with the Corkery Trust CEO. But there's another difference. In any other practice, the care of many of these patients would be subsidised by the government. But here at the Corkery Trust Clinic, they aren't. The Health Board has refused to hand over a cent. Without those subsidies, the Trust has to pick up the tab, and the doctors ended up working for free. It started with the best of intentions, bringing desperately needed healthcare to the sick of Taumarunui. But it quickly descended into a lengthy bureaucratic scrap. Both sides were adamant that they were in the right. Then came the allegations: suppression, oppression, discrimination. For Dr. Suresh and the Corkery Trust at least, there was no other option except to take radical action.
Dr. Suresh Vatsyayann and 2 of his nurses stopped eating last week and protested not being paid government subsidies.
Such radical and unprecedented action caught the nation's attention, making news around the country. This is the moment 3 weeks ago that Dr. Suresh began his protest.
I'm going on hunger strike from tomorrow morning. And hunger strike till death, though I'm not going to tell everyone hunger strike till death. I'm saying hunger strike indefinite.
Either you fight or you suffer and fight, and that's what we are doing. We had to find out a way out that we could continue serving the public, at the same time let the public be aware of what's happening.
This is gone now.
With both sides not budging, the hunger strike went on.
It'll lose. But it's good for the heartache.
For the first week, Dr. Suresh and his 2 nurses refused all food, and the weight dropped off.
74.6 minus 66.2 would be about 8.4 kilos.
8.4 kilos in a week.
Yeah. It is not because that I'm brown or black. It is not because I'm an Indian. It is because what I am. Any injustice done to anyone else in your presence, and if you are not trying to stop it, you are as bad a culprit as the person who is doing injustice.
Tell me another way out, and I'll do that.
How long can you do this? What's it going to take to make you eat?
Once they apologize to the public, once they accept their responsibility, accountability, we are off.
But as of tonight, there is still no resolution. All the might of the law, the fine print of Section 88, head to head with a small Maori community trust and its unorthodox, resolute doctor, Dr. Suresh Vatsyayann.
We don't have time for negotiations. We have time only for people, people and people.